UB Squared Woodworks is brought to you by my wallet. So my CNC keeps eating routers. This is now router number 3 in the past 6 months. I'm starting to think it's hungry. Full transparency, the first two were knockoff Makita clones from another CNC company. You know the ones. Look like the real deal until they scream in a weird pitch and burst into flames. The first one actually did okay. Lasted 3 to 500 hours. The second one was making a weird noise right out of the box, but I didn't feel like going through the hassle of sending it back. I've been short on time lately, so I just limped it along through a few projects until it finally gave up the ghost and released the mythical blue smoke monster mid-carve. Now, I've had a legit Makita trim router for about 10 years that I use exclusively for roundovers on cutting boards. It's my go-to for small jobs. A couple weeks ago, I got an order for a custom name puzzle and needed a quick fix, so I drafted it for CNC duty. Right away, I noticed something was off. I couldn't get the roundover bit out. It was clamped in there like it owed the collet money. After about 10 minutes of tapping, prying, and whispering threats, I finally got it free and cleaned everything up. I then chucked up my favorite downcut bit and started the carve. 2 minutes into what should have been a 4 minute job, the bit slipped and dove full send into a 3/4 inch piece of walnut and into the wasteboard. I looked at the T-track and hold down screws and said, "Missed it by that much." So I milled up another board, started over, and the bit slipped again. This time I caught it right before it went full kamikaze. That's when I realized maybe it's time to stop being cheap. So I hit up the big orange box store for a new Makita, one that hadn't been traumatized by a decade of straight lines and bearings. And since I want this fix to last, I needed to upgrade the factory power cord with a longer one so I could route it cleanly and out of the way. Side note, Onefinity, if you're watching this, I would love a beefy Z and a red line spindle, for advertising. To make the swap, I dropped the Z slider to its lowest point, loosened the two 4mm socket cap screws, and pulled the old router. Then came the unboxing. This router box had more tape on it than 3 of my wife's Amazon packages combined. I dug the router out. The base isn't needed for CNC, so that went right back in the box, along with the instructions, my feelings, and regrets. Next, I removed the 4 screws from the top of the housing and took off the cover. Set the router in the spindle mount for a steady workspace, then removed the factory cord. I tried to save this service sticker, but let's be real, it was a lost cause, so I ripped it like a raccoon opening a bag of chips. I removed the strain relief retainer screws, loosened the terminal screws, and freed the cord. Now here's where things get really cinematic. I completely forgot to hit record while reattaching the wires and the top housing cover. So you'll have to use your imagination, or just play the removal backwards, like some sort of reverse engineering montage. Just in case you were wondering, I did plug it in. It worked, no fires, so we're good. After that, I reinstalled the router, gradually tightened the spindle mounting bolts, not too tight though. Onefinity doesn't publish torque specs, but these are hardened steel bolts in aluminum. I go about a quarter turn past snug. That's a technical term. Look it up. Finally, I replaced the cord holder at the top of the Z-axis, and that's it. We're back in business. If you're still watching, thank you, seriously. To show my appreciation for you hanging around, here's a sneak peek of the name puzzle I'm working on. There will be a full video on it soon. If you found this useful, or at least mildly entertaining, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I've got a ton of project ideas I want to share, and your support really helps keep me going. Got questions? Drop them in the comments. I reply to each one personally, and I'm happy to help however I can. I'll leave links to all the tools and supplies I used in the description below. Just so you know, none of this is sponsored. No kickbacks, no affiliate links, just me, my tools, and my CNC's insatiable appetite for routers. Thanks for watching, and happy carving.